Have you ever wondered what the last thing a movie legend said before he died was? It's not always a Hollywood line. Sometimes it's a painful whisper, an unexpected joke, or even an eerie silence. Imagine James Dean uttering a line that gives you goosebumps seconds before his car crashes, or Marilyn Monroe leaving behind a final line that still has the world debating. These last words are not only the final echoes of a glorious life, but also reveal loneliness, fear, or even a strange serenity that no one expected. Are you ready to enter their final moments with them? Let's explore last words of legendary actors before death. Humphrey Bogart. Born 1899, died 1957. Though famed for his tough guy roles on screen, Humphrey Bogart carried a gentle soul, especially for his beloved wife, Lauren Bacall. His final words, a soft request for more scotch and a tender farewell to his wife. "Goodbye, kid. Hurry back," revealed a devoted husband, a legendary love as profound as his illustrious career. Few knew this icon meticulously taught his wife to play chess, a pastime he passionately adored and often spent hours studying. That parting moment closed a life full of unforgettable roles and deep personal connections, leaving an intact legacy of an indelible Hollywood icon. Carl Switzer. Born 1927. Died 1959. Carl Switzer, forever remembered as Alfalfa from The Little Rascals, met a tragic end. Switzer had once saved a drowning man's life, earning heroic accolades. But reports, however, suggest his last words were an angry exclamation, "I'm going to kill you." Logically uttered during a heated altercation over a $50 debt that led to his sudden demise at 31. These violent words stood in stark contrast to the lovable, freckle-faced persona that defined his childhood, revealing the troubled years following his early success. His death remains a heartbreaking tragedy, a harsh conclusion to a life full of unexpected turns. George Sanders. Born 1906. Died 1972. George Sanders, the actor famous for voicing Shere Khan in The Jungle Book, chose to bid the world farewell with a letter. "Dear world, I am leaving because I am bored. I feel I have lived long enough. I am leaving you with your worries in this sweet cesspool." These words, full of disillusionment and weariness, laid bare a profound yet restless soul hidden behind his charming exterior. Despite his resoundingly successful film career, Sanders' life was a series of days searching for meaning and peace. A harsh journey that ended in solitude, clearly revealing the tragedy of a talent who never found complete joy. Take a moment to comment "RIP" and share a favorite memory or quote from this beloved comedian. Audrey Hepburn. Born 1929. Died 1993. Audrey Hepburn, an epitome of elegance and grace, left this world with a simple yet profound whisper. "It's beautiful." Her words seem to encapsulate her entire life, a life she dedicated to beautifying the world, not only through classic, beloved roles, but also through tireless humanitarian work with UNICEF, bringing hope to millions of children. Even in her final moment, she maintained inner peace and beauty, reflecting her optimistic spirit and appreciation for the good around her. Her legacy extends beyond immortal films, presenting an image of a person who lived fully and with immense love, leaving an indelible mark on global audiences. Steve Jobs. Born 1955. Died 2011. Steve Jobs, Apple's co-founder, though not initially a celebrity in the traditional sense, became a revered icon in his last decade, especially with the launch of the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. He passed away from pancreatic cancer. Jobs' final words, overheard by his family, were, "Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow." This suggests he was seemingly looking into another world, a contemplative and surprising gaze at the final moments of a great pioneer. Although a tech entrepreneur, his death touched millions, leaving a legacy of innovation, vision, and relentless exploration that reshaped how we live and interact with the world. Ethel Barrymore. Born 1879, died 1959. Ethel Barrymore, a woman with a towering presence on stage and screen, departed this life with words of utter serenity. "Are you happy? I am happy." This statement seemingly contradicts a little-known fact about her. Ethel suffered from public speaking anxiety when not acting, making her immensely nervous when speaking before crowds. It was precisely this tranquility in her final moments that made her parting words even more profound, revealing a soul that had found peace after inner struggles and a life dedicated to art, leaving an indelible mark on cinematic and theatrical history. James Brown. Born 1933, died 2006. James Brown, the hardest-working man in show business, had final words strikingly similar to Sinatra's, "I'm going away tonight," spoken to his longtime friend and manager Charles Bobbitt on Christmas morning in 2006, after suffering congestive heart failure. Bobbitt initially didn't believe he was in real danger, but quickly realized the severity of the situation when Brown fell unconscious. Those haunting words encapsulated a life of non-stop performing, yet also revealed the fragility of a legend. His legacy is music brimming with energy and immense influence on generations of artists, forever remaining the godfather of soul, who completely reshaped the world's musical landscape. Bob Marley. Born 1945. Died 1981. Bob Marley, only 36 years old when he passed, left profoundly wise and poignant final words for his son Ziggy. "Money can't buy life." He died from complications of an aggressive form of melanoma that had spread from a toe throughout his body. This disease could have been treated if he had allowed the amputation of his toe, but his Rastafarian faith prohibited such a procedure. His last words were a powerful message about the true value of life and spiritual over material priorities, a deep teaching that encapsulated his philosophy of life and remains a source of inspiration for millions worldwide. John Lennon. Born 1940, died 1980. John Lennon, a brilliant musician, had his life tragically cut short. He was tragically killed in a sudden act of violence outside his New York home on December 8, 1980. His final words were once believed to be, "I'm shot, I'm shot." But it was later reported that his last words might also have been a soft yes whispered when asked if he was John Lennon. Whichever the words, his sudden and violent death ended a creative and influential artistic life. Lennon remains forever an icon of peace, music, and ideological revolution, leaving an enduring legacy for humanity, a poignant reminder of life's fragility and art's power. Heath Ledger. Born 1979, died 2008. Just before his tragic passing, Heath Ledger, the talented Australian actor, had variously reported final words. Some accounts suggest he said, Katie, look, it'll be fine. I just need to get some sleep." They revealed an extreme weariness amidst the demanding rigors of a burgeoning career. His sudden death at 28, from an accidental overdose of prescription medication, left a huge void in the hearts of fans. Ledger, who was once an avid chess player, departed with his career prime still ahead, forever an Oscar-winning talent remembered for his complexity and emotional depth. Princess Diana. Born 1961. Died August 31st, 1997. Princess Diana, whose life was a tragic tale, did not die immediately after the horrific car crash instigated by paparazzi. Immediately after the accident, she reportedly had time to look around and, in confusion, say, "My God, what's happened?" as she saw the motionless bodies of the other two passengers in the car. The specific cause of Princess Diana's death was a pulmonary vein rupture, a rare and potentially avoidable injury had she worn a seatbelt. Her final words revealed the panic and tragedy of a senseless death, leaving a legacy of compassion and relentless advocacy for the vulnerable. Donald O'Connor. Born 1925. Died 2003. Donald O'Connor, the star of the iconic Singin' in the Rain performance, never lost his signature wit, even in his final moments in 2003. He quipped, "I'd like to thank the Academy for my Lifetime Achievement Award that I will eventually get." This witty remark displayed both his humility and encapsulated an artist's final aspiration. Few know that O'Connor's energetic performance in the Make 'em Laugh scene came at a steep price. He reportedly smoked 4 packs of cigarettes daily during filming to maintain his stamina, a habit that could have long-term health consequences. Bob Hope. Born 1903, died 2003. Bob Hope, the comedy legend known for his quick wit and tireless dedication to the troops, closed out his near century of life with a characteristic quip. When his wife Dolores asked where he wanted to be buried, Bob wittily replied, "Surprise me." This farewell not only displayed the optimistic and cheerful spirit he always maintained, but also showed his ability to transform every moment into a final comedic performance. Hope's legacy is the millions of laughs he delivered, an icon of mirth and benevolence that will never fade. Do you agree with Bob Marley's profound message? Money can't buy life. Comment below with yes if you believe life's true value goes beyond wealth, or no if you think money can still shape the way we live. Ingrid Bergman, born 1915, died 1982. Just before her passing, Ingrid Bergman asked, "Do I look all right?" "Give me my brush and makeup." These words showcased her unwavering devotion to grace and appearance, qualities that defined her illustrious career. Despite her prodigious talent and 3 Oscars, Bergman faced an intense wave of criticism in the U.S. for her affair with director Roberto Rossellini while still married, even being condemned by the U.S. Senate. Yet, despite the scandal, she maintained the demeanor of a true star, leaving a legacy of an artist who constantly sought beauty and perfection. John Wayne, born 1907, died 1979. John Wayne, an icon of the rugged, masculine cowboy image, spoke his final words with tender affection to his daughter. "Of course, I know who you are. You're my girl. I love you." This statement revealed a softer, deeply affectionate side hidden beneath his tough screen exterior. Surprisingly, despite often playing soldiers or heroes, Wayne never served in the military, having received deferments during World War II. His heartfelt farewell encapsulated the essence of a man who was both strong and warm, leaving a legacy of strength, integrity, and devotion to family. Forever a Hollywood legend. Elvis Presley, born 1935, died 1977. The king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, who completely reshaped music and popular culture, passed away quietly. He told those close to him, "I'm going to the bathroom to read," before his unexpected death. This mundane passing stood in stark contrast to his electrifying stage presence and fervent energy. What many might not know is that Elvis had a deeply spiritual side. He was renowned for his love of gospel music and often held late-night gospel sessions at Graceland. These seemingly ordinary final words only added to the enigma of the man behind the legend, leaving an undeniable cultural legacy. Lucille Ball, born 1911, died 1989. Lucille Ball, the comedy icon whose performances brought smiles to millions, had simple final words, "My Florida water," referencing her favorite cologne. This gentle remark revealed a relatable, very human side of a major star who found comfort in the familiar. She was not only a brilliant comedian, but also a pioneering businesswoman, breaking barriers in the male-dominated television industry to become the first woman to run a major TV studio. Her legacy is a blend of artistic talent and formidable will, a testament to her timeless influence. Rock Hudson, born 1925, died 1985. "No, I don't think so," were Rock Hudson's simple last words as he succumbed to complications from AIDS. Interestingly, despite his wild fame, Rock actually began his career in uncredited bit parts, diligently rising to stardom, demonstrating the perseverance that later helped him courageously go public with his illness. His quiet passing stood in stark contrast to the powerful impact his public battle created in raising awareness and fostering understanding about AIDS. Hudson's legacy as a screen legend is now forever linked to his pioneering role in acceptance and hope. Laurence Olivier, born 1907, died 1989. Laurence Olivier, hailed as one of the greatest Shakespearean actors of all time, remarked with his trademark theatrical flair in his final moments, "This is not Hamlet, you know. It's not meant to be in my bloody ear." These words not only highlighted the distinction between life's reality and meticulously staged dramaturgy, but also showed how he lived and breathed the stage. Interestingly, despite being a celebrated actor, he suffered from stage fright. Olivier's wit and extraordinary talent forever shaped the landscape of acting, leaving a legacy as an eloquent testament to his dedication to his craft. Dudley Moore, born 1935, died 2002. Dudley Moore, the comedic genius and masterful pianist, expressed in his final moments, "I can hear music all around me." A poignant, elegant farewell fitting for his life. Known for his comedic partnership with Peter Cook and his solo film successes, Moore lived a life that intertwined wit with musical artistry. Despite battling a progressive brain degeneration in his final years, his unwavering resilience never faltered, deeply inspiring his fans. His last words evoked a profound connection to the melodies that were his lifelong source of joy and career. John Belushi, born 1949, died 1982. John Belushi, known for his chaotic, energetic stage persona, uttered a desperate final plea. "Don't leave me alone." This haunting remark revealed a deep vulnerability, standing in stark contrast to his wild exterior. Despite his wild man image, Belushi was a sensitive soul who loved gardening and even considered opening a flower shop. His tragic death from a drug overdose left a gaping void in the world of comedy, and his final farewell remains a poignant reminder of the true person behind the laughter he brought to the world. Amy Winehouse. Born 1983, died 2011. Amy Winehouse, the singer with a soulful voice and extraordinary musical talent, uttered a heartbreaking final plea, "I don't want to die." Her words reflected the profound personal struggles that overshadowed her brilliant career. Few knew Amy had a deep love for jazz, with Tony Bennett even calling her a true jazz singer. She started from humble beginnings, often giving impromptu performances in local pubs. Her persistent battle with addiction tragically cut short her life at 27. Her plea remains a haunting reminder of the fragility behind the artistic facade, but her music will forever live on in the hearts of her fans. Marlon Brando. Born 1924, died 2004. In a moment of profound introspection, Marlon Brando, the iconic star of On the Waterfront and Last Tango in Paris, described himself as half dust, half deity. This poetic statement perfectly captured the duality within him, both fragile and extraordinary. Interestingly, Brando had a particular fascination with Tahitian culture and even owned a private island in French Polynesia, a refuge that perhaps fostered his introspective and unique nature. Known for his transformative performances and complex personality, Brando's farewell resonated with a depth that defined both his art and his life. Forever one of cinema's most emblematic actors. Marilyn Monroe. Born 1926. Died 1962. Just hours before she was found unconscious, Marilyn Monroe cryptically told a friend on the phone, "Say goodbye to Pat, say goodbye to Jack, and say goodbye to yourself because you're a good guy." These enigmatic words, uttered by the cinematic icon in her final hours, revealed the turmoil and complex relationships that shaped her private life, adding another layer of mystery to her tragic fate. Monroe was not just an actress, but also had a deep interest in social justice and civil rights, even forming her own film production company. She is a timeless symbol of glamour and vulnerability, forever a legend who never ceases to fascinate. Joan Barrymore. Born 1882, died 1942. Joan Barrymore, known for his magnetic presence and sharp wit, defiantly remarked, "Die? I should say not, dear fellow," just moments before his passing. He hailed from a renowned theatrical dynasty, the Drew Barrymore family, with his grandniece Drew Barrymore being a famous actress today. His final words perfectly encapsulated his larger-than-life persona and dramatic flair, a final performance that ensured his legacy as a charismatic icon would endure forever. It was an unforgettable exit for an artist who lived and breathed for the stage. Joan Crawford. Born 1907, died 1977. "Damn it, don't you dare ask God to help me." Joan Crawford, known for her meticulous control over her image and career, snapped at a praying nurse. Intense and unyielding, even in death, her strong personality shone through in these final words. As a cinematic icon, Crawford is remembered for her powerful performances and the indomitable will she possessed, which clearly remained unshaken until her very last breath. She stands as a testament to a woman who single-handedly clawed her way to stardom through sheer will. Jackie Gleason. Born 1916. Died 1987. Gleason silently battled both colon and liver cancer, initially keeping the severity private as he wished to pass away peacefully. Before his death, the Great One, Jackie Gleason declared, "I always knew what I was doing." Known for his larger-than-life personality and innate comedic talent, Gleason's final words were a powerful declaration, fitting for a man who confidently charted his own course in the entertainment industry. His legacy as a pioneer in comedy and television continues, forever etched by his unwavering self-assurance, a testament to his unique will and talent. River Phoenix. Born 1970, died 1993. "No paparazzi, I want anonymity," River Phoenix reportedly pleaded just before tragically collapsing outside the Viper Room in Los Angeles. Phoenix grappled with the immense pressure of fame. An extraordinarily talented actor, known for his roles in Stand By Me and My Own Private Idaho, River also shouldered the responsibility of supporting his family from a very young age, street performing with his siblings to make ends meet. He was also a passionate advocate for environmental and animal rights issues. His desperate final words shed light on the painful conflict between his desire for privacy and the demands of celebrity, a tragedy that cut short a promising career at 23. James Stewart, born 1908, died 1997. James Jimmy Stewart, a brave bomber pilot during World War II, uttered poignant final words, whispered with gentle serenity, "I'm going to be with Gloria now." These words, referring to Gloria, his wife of 45 years who had passed before him, spoke volumes about their eternal and profound love. Stewart, known for his conscientious and righteous roles on screen, carried the indelible marks of his wartime experiences throughout his life. That farewell encapsulated a life dedicated to family and art, leaving a legacy of loyalty, love, and steadfastness, an image imprinted on the hearts of millions of fans. Paul Walker, born 1973, died 2013. "Hey, let's go for a drive," were Paul Walker's final and coincidentally fitting words, uttered just before the tragic car crash that claimed his life and left fans reeling. The Fast and Furious star was not only famous for high-speed car chases on screen, but also had a profound passion for marine life, even starring in a National Geographic series about great white sharks. Those words encapsulated the adventurous spirit that defined his life. Beyond his acting career, Walker's dedication to philanthropic work and genuine kindness forged a lasting legacy, continuing to inspire many. Paul Newman, born 1925, died 2008. Paul Newman, the cinematic legend with an extraordinary life, simply reflected, "Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride." His farewell was as honest and humble as the man himself. Newman was not just a charismatic film star in movies like Cool Hand Luke. He was also a serious race car driver, even finishing second at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1979 at age 54. Through both his acting and humanitarian endeavors, Newman's legacy of passion and relentless drive to make a difference continues to flourish, a testament to a life lived fully and meaningfully. Love this video? Show some love with a like and a subscribe. Hate it? A like would still be awesome, and your feedback in the comments will help me improve. James Dean, born 1931, died 1955. According to reports, moments before his fatal car crash, James Dean said, "That guy's got to stop. He'll see us." These prescient words tragically underscored the abruptness of his life being cut short. Few knew that Dean had a deep passion for photography and often documented his life and experiences, leaving a poignant collection of images. The rebellious actor's legacy as an icon of youthful defiance and extraordinary talent endures, untouched by time. He was a brief phenomenon but left an everlasting mark on screen. Kirk Douglas, born 1916, died 2020. Kirk Douglas, the cinematic icon famous for his powerful performances, expressed unwavering faith in leadership with the declaration, "Mike can get it done," referring to presidential candidate Mike Bloomberg. A little-known fact is that Douglas, despite suffering a severe stroke in his later years, remained deeply devoted to his philanthropic work, tirelessly advocating for numerous humanitarian causes to make a positive impact. His final words underscored his lifelong commitment to action and progress, not just on screen but in life, solidifying the legacy of a man of immense will and vision. John Huston, born 1906, died 1987. Facing his final moments, legendary filmmaker John Huston turned to his daughter and offered words of encouragement. "Knock 'em dead, honey." These words encapsulated the warmth, determination, and unwavering support he always gave his family and collaborators. Interestingly, Huston was also an avid painter and art collector, a lesser-known facet of his multifaceted talent, adding depth to his vision in both his work and life. His farewell reflected an adventurous spirit, a life relentlessly exploring and crafting masterpieces, leaving an indelible mark on world cinema. Rudolph Valentino, born 1895, died 1926. Don't pull down the blinds. I feel fine. I want the sunlight to greet me, declared Rudolph Valentino, the silent film icon whose sudden death at 31 triggered mass hysteria among millions of fans. His dramatic final words, uttered as peritonitis claimed his life after an operation, encapsulated the romantic, passionate image he portrayed on screen. It was a vibrant, almost theatrical exit, perfectly fitting for the man who was one of Hollywood's first sex symbols, and remains an enduring symbol of the Roaring Twenties. Ava Gardner, born 1922, died 1990. Speaking to her housekeeper Carmen, the sultry star Ava Gardner uttered her final words, "Carmen, I'm so tired." This honest and simple statement, from a woman renowned for her stunning beauty and fierce independence, who famously eloped with Frank Sinatra, revealed a life fraught with both dazzling highs and quiet exhaustion. Originally, her life was far removed from glamorous Hollywood, growing up on a tobacco farm in North Carolina. Those words became a powerful epitaph, stripping away the star illusion and leaving a glimpse into the real person behind the legend, a woman with eternal beauty but the burden of humanity. Desi Arnaz, born 1917, died 1986. Desi Arnaz offered his final words with tender affection to his ex-wife, Lucille Ball. "I love you too, honey. Good luck with your show." Revealing the enduring affection that lingered even after their separation. He had actually fled Cuba with his family after the revolution, as his father was a prominent politician. Arnaz's career as an actor and producer left a lasting mark on the television industry. His loving farewell, despite his remarriage, spoke volumes about his deep concern and steadfast support, a warm final tribute to their groundbreaking relationship, an alliance that captivated millions of viewers. Freddy Prince, born 1954, died 1977. Freddie Prince's final words, "I love you, Kathy. I love the baby, but I need to find peace," laid bare the profound anguish hidden beneath his comedic talent. Prince rose as one of the first Latino stars to headline a major TV show, but rapid success brought immense pressure. He fought a difficult battle with depression, despite professional success. This poignant farewell revealed the immense burden that fame and inner struggles placed upon him. Though his life was brief, Prince left a lasting mark with his unique humor and talent, a legacy that continues to resonate today. Bing Crosby, born 1903, died 1977. After a round of golf in Spain, Bing Crosby, with his velvet voice and natural charm, merrily remarked, "Let's go have a Coca-Cola," before suddenly collapsing from a heart attack. This unassuming farewell encapsulated his easygoing demeanor throughout his life. Few knew that Crosby was also a keen investor, amassing a fortune not only through entertainment, but also through ventures like oil and gas. His music, especially his timeless Christmas tunes, along with his magnetic screen presence, left a lasting impression in Hollywood and the hearts of devoted fans worldwide. Errol Flynn, born 1909, died 1959. Errol Flynn, the charming swashbuckler, rumored to have been a Nazi spy, a claim he adamantly denied, declared, "I've had a hell of a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed every minute of it." Flynn left a final message for his close friend in Cuba, stating that he could no longer smoke Cuban cigars with rum, preferring vodka martinis instead. These words encapsulated the adventurous, devil-may-care spirit he brought to both his life and his iconic roles. It was a fitting epitaph for a man who lived with passion, indulgence, glamour, and a thirst for life, making him an undying Hollywood legend. Sharon Tate, born 1943, died 1969. "Please, I don't want to die, I just want to have my baby," were Sharon Tate's desperate pleas as her life came to a horrific end. Before her tragic death, rising star Sharon Tate was full of joy and promise. She had just finished filming 12+1 in June. These emotional words have echoed through decades, laying bare the ultimate fear of a young woman, full of vitality and beauty, as her dreams were senselessly extinguished. Her brutal murder cast a shadow over Hollywood and ended a life brimming with unfulfilled hope and potential, forever an unforgettable testament to life's shocking fragility. Walt Disney, born 1901, died 1966. Walt Disney's cryptic final words were Kurt Russell. It's known within Disney circles that just before his death, Disney wrote Kurt Russell's name on a piece of paper, but no one knows what he intended by it. The enigmatic nature of this farewell only added to the mystique of the man who built an empire of dreams. whether it was a simple acknowledgement for a young actor he admired or a puzzling clue to something deeper. Walt Disney's creativity and the magical world he created continue to inspire globally, forever an icon of boundless imagination. Carrie Grant, born 1904, died 1986. With a display of affection that captured his timeless charm, Cary Grant conveyed his final thoughts to his wife Barbara with the words, "I love you, Barbara. Don't worry." Grant, known for his urbane grace, was surprisingly frugal. He was known to cut his own hair and repair his own shoes to save money. This heartfelt reassurance, uttered by one of Hollywood's most iconic romantic leading men, spoke volumes about the deep love and unwavering devotion that shaped his personal life. Even in his final moments, Grant's urbane grace shone through, encapsulating the understated warmth that cemented his place as one of cinema's most captivating men. In the end, those last words are not just the end of a life, but a mirror that reflects the true soul of each star. Whether it is a gentle whisper, a humorous saying, or just cold silence, all of them say something profound about who they are. And the lessons they leave us are not only in classic movies, but also in those final moments. But there are still many mysteries that have not been revealed. Nick Menza, former Megadeth drummer, collapses mid-performance. The concept of a death befitting a metal icon holds a raw, brutal beauty, perfectly aligning with the very essence of the music genre. Nick Menza embodied that spirit completely. Before his sudden demise, Menza was an indispensable member of the legendary band Megadeth, holding the crucial drummer position throughout the 1990s. He solidified his talent across iconic albums like Rust in Peace and Countdown to Extinction, contributing significantly to the band's distinctive sound. Menza's talent extended beyond Megadeth. He also collaborated with various other bands, showcasing his diverse musical range. In May 2016, during an electrifying performance with OHM, a project initiated by his former Megadeth bandmate guitarist Chris Poland, at the Baked Potato Jazz Club in Los Angeles, Menza's heart tragically ceased to beat. According to reports from emergency responders, the 51-year-old drummer unexpectedly collapsed right on stage midway through the third song of the set, seemingly from a massive heart attack. The entire venue was plunged into panic, the music fading into silence, replaced by screams and the desperate efforts of those around him. He was swiftly transported to a nearby hospital, but heartbreakingly, he was pronounced dead upon arrival. His sudden passing was a huge shock to fans and the metal community, a poignant reminder of life's fragility even for the most vibrant artists, those who dedicated their lives to the music they pursued. Dick Shawn, comedian, dies as audience, thinks it's a joke. In April 1987, comedian Dick Shawn delivered a hilarious and creative performance to about 500 audience members at the University of California, San Diego. He began with an act impersonating a severed head on a dinner table, followed by a comically offbeat dance. Shawn then transitioned to a performance about the apocalypse in which he lay motionless on stage, leading the audience to believe he was playing dead, perfectly fitting the theme of global annihilation he was portraying. Initially, the audience continued to laugh and joke, thinking it was part of the act, with remarks like, "Take his wallet," blending into the atmosphere. However, the laughter slowly died down as Shawn remained still for over 5 minutes. Then, a doctor rushed onto the stage, checked his pulse, and turned Shawn onto his back. The audience was asked to leave while medical staff attempted to resuscitate Shawn. An ambulance siren wailed and he was quickly taken to the hospital. However, all efforts were in vain. Shawn was confirmed to have died from a heart attack, less than 2 hours after the performance began. His death was a huge shock, particularly because it occurred right before the audience's eyes. Those who had witnessed a masterful performance and a tragically ironic end, where truth was hidden amidst laughter and innocence. Hijo del Perro Aguayo, tragic death of Mexican wrestler. In March 2015, a dramatic match took place within AA, Mexico's wrestling equivalent to WWE, featuring two of its brightest stars, Hijo del Perro Aguayo, real name Pedro Aguayo Ramirez, and Rey Mysterio Jr., real name Oscar Gutierrez. Aguayo was known as the preeminent rudo, or villain, in AAA. In that match, Mysterio executed a powerful flying kick, propelling Aguayo toward the ropes with such force that Aguayo's head struck them, leading to a severe spinal injury. As Aguayo remained motionless on the mat, both Mysterio and the referee quickly realized the seriousness of the situation and called for medical assistance. However, the response was painfully slow, with the attending physician taking a full 80 seconds to arrive, a period during which timely intervention might have been possible. The Tijuana Wrestling Commission later revealed that Aguayo's untimely death at 35 was due to a heart attack, the primary cause of which was a stroke triggered by a broken neck. Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, and his unexpected death underwater. Steve Irwin, nicknamed the Crocodile Hunter, with his radiant smile and intense passion for the wild, became a global icon. He was not only a television star but also a true conservationist, carrying a message of love for nature to millions worldwide. In the fall of 2006, Irwin was filming the documentary Ocean's Deadliest at the legendary Great Barrier Reef. The tranquil setting of the deep blue ocean was about to be shattered by a fateful, unforeseen moment. While swimming near an 8-foot stingray, a creature usually docile, tragedy struck suddenly. The stingray abruptly whipped its sharp tail, its venomous barb piercing directly into Irwin's chest, striking his heart. That entire horrifying moment was captured by the camera, a heartbreaking scene that the world would never publicly witness, out of respect for his legacy and family. The film crew, stunned by the event, tried their best to save him, but all efforts were in vain. Steve Irwin, a symbol of courage and love for nature, passed away at 44. His death not only shocked the world, but was also a tremendous loss for wildlife conservation. His legacy, his adventurous spirit, and his love for all living souls live on in the hearts of his fans, serving as a profound reminder of life's fragility when facing wild nature. Tiny Tim, iconic singer, passes away to the tune of his hit song. Tiny Tim was a truly unique artist in the music world, known for his extraordinary ability to create hits. With a tall, lanky frame, completely contradicting his stage name, he delivered songs with a remarkably high, quavering, and delicate voice. His cover of the classic Tiptoe Through the Tulips with Me became a cultural phenomenon, climbing to number 17 on the Billboard Pop chart in 1968, his performance further marked by his signature ukulele accompaniment. Adding to his unusual fame, Tiny Tim married a 17-year-old fan named Vicky on The Tonight Show in 1969, a broadcast watched by a staggering 21.4 million households, setting a viewership record for Johnny Carson's show at the time. Tiny Tim's life was as extraordinary as his persona, and his death mirrored his unending passion for bringing joy to his audience. On the evening of November 30th, 1996, he was performing at a fundraising event hosted by the Women's Club of Minneapolis. Midway through his iconic song, Tiptoe Through the Tulips with Me, he suddenly stopped playing and told his wife, Susan Gardner, he had divorced Vicky years prior, that he wasn't feeling well. Shortly thereafter, the 64-year-old entertainer collapsed and tragically passed away a few hours later at a Minneapolis hospital, likely due to cardiac arrest. Tiny Tim departed as he had lived, bringing joy to his audience until his last breath. His death was a deeply emotional end to a colorful and distinctive artistic life. 2. Richard Versal, resounding tenor and a fateful line. Opera, a classical art form, frequently portrays emotional tragedies, immersing audiences in worlds of suffering and loss, all safely contained within the realm of storytelling. However, at the Metropolitan Opera in New York, an unforeseen event blurred the thin line between staged tragedy and real-life sorrow, creating a haunting spectacle of art imitating life. In January 1996, during a performance of The Macropoulos Case, opera singer Richard Versal was embodying the character of Vitek, an elderly law office employee. The opening scene required Versal to ascend a library-style ladder to file away a document. As he delivered the fateful, chilling line, echoing throughout the auditorium, "Too bad you can only live so long," life imitated art with a terrifying, heart-wrenching accuracy. Versale unexpectedly plummeted from the ladder, the crashing sound tearing through the performance's silence. This tragic fall was not part of the act. It was a raw, undeniable truth. The 63-year-old tenor, who had graced many grand stages across Europe and the world with his powerful voice, suffered a fatal heart attack, causing him to lose his balance and pass away right there. His death was a massive shock to opera enthusiasts and the entire world, a grim testament to how fragile the line between art and reality can sometimes be. It serves as a haunting reminder of life's fragility, where a simple line became a tragic prophecy for the artist himself. Jerome Rodall, health guru, dies after declaring he'd live to 100. In the mid-20th century, Jerome Rodall, also known as J.I. Rodall, was a pioneer in unconventional health practices. He strongly advocated for the consumption of antibiotic-free, locally sourced foods, believing these habits would significantly extend human lifespan. Rodall spent years writing books and giving lectures on these methods, confidently asserting they would help him live to 100. On June 7, 1971, while appearing on a pre-recorded episode of ABC's The Dick Cavett Show, this 72-year-old proponent of longevity confidently and optimistically declared that he had never felt better, and boasted that he would live to 100. However, a tragic irony unfolded. Just minutes after his self-assured declaration, while still sitting on stage and Cavett was speaking with another guest, Rodall suddenly became motionless and emitted a disturbing, low noise that sent chills down one's spine. His face turned pale, his mouth agape, marking his unexpected death right there on the show, witnessed by the live audience, proving that life can sometimes be unpredictably ironic. Rodall passed away right there on stage. His ironically timed departure just minutes after his declaration of longevity became a haunting story about the fragility of life. It's a reminder that even those most resolute in controlling their health cannot defy fate. Owen Hart, WWE wrestler, falls to his death from great height. In the 1990s, Owen Hart carved his name as one of the most beloved and electrifying figures in WWE, sharing the ring and wrestling legacy with his brother Bret, the Hitman Hart. In May 1999, at the Over the Edge event, Hart was scheduled to make a spectacular entrance as the arrogant superhero character Blue Blazer, to be lowered into the ring from high above using a complex wire rigging system. Unfortunately, a catastrophic failure of this system caused Hart to fall 78 feet, over 23 meters, striking the top rope before collapsing into the ring. A fatal fall that claimed his life. A terrifying silence enveloped the 16,000 spectators at Kansas City's Kemper Arena, and commentator Jim Ross faced the grim task of announcing that what they had just witnessed was not part of the act. Television viewers fortunately did not see the horrific scene as the broadcast was replaying highlights of Hart's previous matches at that moment, completely unaware of the unfolding tragedy. Hart, who had just turned 34, was quickly taken to a nearby hospital and pronounced dead. His death was a huge shock, leaving an irreplaceable void in the hearts of fans and the professional wrestling world, a tragedy about the fragility of the human body against the limits of high-performance sports. Jane Little, devoted bassist until her last note. To spend one's final moments immersed in a passionate pursuit is a prospect both heartbreaking and startling for onlookers. Yet for some, such an end carries a profound meaning. This sentiment seems perfectly fitting for Jane Little, a dedicated double bass artist who devoted her entire life to the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, ASO. Her journey with the ASO began in 1945, when she was just 16 years old, and her dedication spanned an extraordinary 7 decades. Little's lifelong loyalty to music did not go unnoticed. In February 2016, she was recognized by Guinness World Records for having the longest tenure with an orchestra, marking a grand 71 years with the ASO. However, a few months after this honor, in May 2016, the delicate rhythm of Little's life ceased. During a performance honoring Broadway's golden age, through a series of classic stage melodies, the 87-year-old artist, who was undergoing cancer treatments and reportedly quite frail, passionately continued to play. Right in the middle of the iconic song "There's No Business Like Show Business," Little took her last breath, collapsing with her bass still in hand. Swiftly moved backstage, it was there that her passionate heart beat its final note. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment "OK" if you find this video interesting. 16. Juan Jumalon, the last voice on live radio. On November 5, 2023, Filipino radio broadcaster Juan "Johnny Walker" Jumalon was tragically murdered while broadcasting live. Juan Jumalon, a beloved personality known for his lighthearted radio program on 94.7 Gold Mega Calamba FM, where he spread positive vibes and jokes. He was not a sensational news reporter or involved in controversies. He simply brought joy to his listeners. The attack occurred early in the morning at Jumalon's home in Calamba, Misamis Occidental, where he conducted his program. Two men appeared under the guise of wanting to announce lost belongings, a seemingly harmless situation. In a flash, that facade crumbled. One attacker held a staff member at gunpoint, while the other stormed straight into the radio booth and shot Jumalon twice. The assailant then stole a necklace and quickly fled with his accomplice on a motorcycle. The entire devastating incident was captured live on Facebook stream and CCTV, turning his final moments into a public tragedy that shocked society. Juan Jumalon's death was a profound shock, not only because of its brutal nature, but also because it happened live before thousands of viewers. The incident serves as a painful warning about the dangers even those in seemingly harmless professions can face, and about the dark corners hidden within everyday life. Colonel Bruce Hampton collapses at his 70th birthday celebration. Regardless of whether you are a fan of jam bands like Grateful Dead, Fish, and the String Cheese Incident, with their extended improvised guitar jams, you owe a deep debt of gratitude to Colonel Bruce Hampton. He was known as the patriarch of the jam music scene and collaborated with countless other famous groups. In May 2017, an event bringing together Hampton's colleagues, admirers, and fellow musicians took place at the prestigious Fox Theater in Atlanta. The party, titled Hampton 70, a celebration of Coline, Bruce Hampton was held to celebrate his 70th birthday, which had been the day before. During that party, in a vibrant and exhilarating performance, as young guitar prodigy Taz Niederauer was astounding the audience with his skills, Hampton unexpectedly dropped to his knees, leaning on a speaker, a posture no one realized would be his last. Completely unaware of the seriousness of the situation, Niederauer, along with members from Blues Traveler and Widespread Panic, continued to play Turn On Your Love Light, while Hampton had tragically taken his final breath. Reverend Jeff Mosier, a banjo artist participating in the event, shared on Facebook that initially everyone thought Hampton kneeling was a playful gesture, showing admiration for Niederauer's talent, rather than an indication of distress. Sadly, that was the truth. Hampton passed away right there, on the stage where he belonged. Hampton's passing was a tremendous loss to the music world, especially within the jam band and improvisational music community. His death serves as a profound reminder of life's fragility, even when at the peak of one's passion. Dimebag Darrell Abbott, rock legend, collapses on stage, shocking live shooting. The magnetic allure of a concert, especially within the intimate confines of a small club, lies in the astonishingly close connection between artists and their audience, with no barriers in between. However, that very proximity sometimes comes with terrifyingly lax security measures. A fatal oversight laid bare this grim truth on the fateful night of December 8, 2004, during an electrifying performance by the rock band Damage Plan at the Alrosa Villa Club in Columbus, Ohio. Damage Plan was a promising new project formed by Dimebag Darrell Abbott, the legendary guitarist from Pantera after that band's dissolution. Nathan Gale, a 25-year-old former Marine with a troubled mental health history, stealthily entered the club, armed with a firearm, and stormed onto the stage just moments after Damage Plan began playing. In a flash, mere seconds into the song, the blazing stage instantly transformed into hell, as Gale coldly opened fire on Abbott. That horrific moment instantly claimed the life of the 38-year-old guitarist, along with fan Nathan Bray, crew member Jeff Thompson, and club employee Aaron Halk. The entire scene plunged into chaos. Screams tore through the formerly fervent air, leaving a profound haunting in the minds of the hundreds of onlookers. Gale was also shot down by a police officer right there at the scene. Darrell's tragic and violent death sent shockwaves globally, not just through the metal music community but across the broader music industry. Although many speculations circulated about Gale's motives, no definitive cause was ever confirmed, leaving a haunting question mark over this silent tragedy. His musical legacy lives on, But this tragedy serves as a grim reminder of the lurking dangers that perpetually haunt any public space, especially where fans and idols come together. Irma Boule, Indonesian singer bitten to death by cobra on stage. Do you remember that iconic moment in 2001 when Britney Spears performed with a python at the MTV Video Music Awards? Now imagine a scenario where that snake wasn't safely handled, leading to Spears being bitten and fatally injured. Heartbreakingly, this scenario became a reality for Irma Boule, a singer from Indonesia. In 2016, during a performance in Karawang, Indonesia, 29-year-old Irma Boule used a live snake, none other than a king cobra, as a prop in her act, a practice she had been familiar with for years. However, from the very first moments of the performance, just during her second song, the snake bit her on the thigh. Due to her past familiarity with using non-venomous, safely muzzled pythons, Boule underestimated the danger. She believed the cobra had been rendered safe, either defanged or venom removed. Unfortunately, this time, no such precautions were taken, yet Boule was encouraged to continue her performance. Approximately 45 minutes after the bite, right there on stage, Boule began to vomit and experience seizures. She was swiftly transported to a local hospital but was pronounced dead. Irma Boule's death was a shocking tragedy, a painful warning about the hidden dangers in daring performances and the recklessness of humans when facing nature's instincts. Tommy Cooper, magician, dies amidst audience laughter. In April 1984, Welsh comedian and magician Tommy Cooper delivered a vibrant performance on the variety show Live from Her Majesty's, which was broadcast live across the UK from Her Majesty's Theatre in London. Cooper performed his famous magic cloak act, where he humorously produced increasingly large items from beneath a massive cloak, to the audience's delight. The host, Jimmy Tarbuck, served as Cooper's assistant for this act. Tarbuck explained that the skit was meant to culminate when he handed Cooper a stepladder, comically implying it was too large to conceal under the cloak, highlighting the playful absurdity of the performance. However, the performance took an unexpected and tragic turn. After a routine involving a beautiful assistant, Cooper suddenly collapsed onto the stage. Host Jimmy Tarbuck initially thought it was part of an improvised comedic bit, and the audience also reacted with loud laughter, completely unaware they were witnessing a real-life emergency. This was no joke. It was the naked truth of fate. Heartbreakingly, Cooper, 63, suffered a heart attack right during the live broadcast. In a split-second decision, the show's director immediately cut to an unplanned commercial break to spare home viewers the distressing sight of Cooper being quickly taken off stage. He was then rushed to the hospital and pronounced dead upon arrival. His death was a profound tragedy, as the last laughter he received was not for his performance but for the moment he passed away, a haunting irony in the history of art. Mitsuharu Misawa, Japanese wrestling legend, collapses in the ring. Mitsuharu Misawa, a towering figure in Japanese professional wrestling, was known for his intense fighting style, breathtaking aerial maneuvers, and supreme technique. He was a living legend, dedicating his entire life to his passion and the wrestling ring, captivating the hearts of millions of fans across the land of the rising sun. And on the fateful night of June 13, 2009, in Hiroshima, Misawa participated in a live tag team match. The atmosphere in the arena was electric with the fervent cheers of thousands of spectators. Misawa was lifted by an opponent to execute a suplex, a familiar yet risky technique. In an instant, all eyes were on Misawa as he suddenly collapsed to the mat, unconscious. The initial vibrant atmosphere instantly turned into a frightening silence, the only sound being the held breaths of thousands. Officials, medical staff, and other wrestlers rushed to his side, performing CPR right there in the ring. Thousands of spectators and television viewers held their breath, witnessing the tragic scene unfold live before their eyes. It was not a staged act, it was the raw truth of fate. Misawa was quickly taken to the hospital but was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. The cause was determined to be a severe spinal cord injury. His death was a huge shock, leaving an irreplaceable void in the hearts of fans and the professional wrestling world. A tragedy about the fragility of the human body against the limits of high-performance sports. Barbara Weldon's, doomed vocalist and an electric shock on stage. The talented French singer-songwriter Barbara Weldons was on the cusp of conquering the music scene with her enchanting voice and unique performance style, when her burgeoning career and life was abruptly cut short by a tragic accident on stage. In 2017, at the age of 35, Weldons had just released her acclaimed debut album, Le Grand H de l'Homme, and was the headlining artist at the Léo Ferré Festival, held within a church in the small French village of Gourdon. Those present recounted that Weldons delivered an exceptional performance, which was met with enthusiastic applause. Basking in the adulation, she suddenly and unexpectedly collapsed. Initial assessments regarding the cause of this horrifying event were speculative, but it was later suggested that an electrical fault might have led to Weldon's cardiac arrest. Subsequently, an autopsy confirmed electrocution as the cause of death. It was noted that Weldons had chosen to perform barefoot, and tragically, this may have led her to step on an electrified wire, resulting in her untimely death. Barbara Weldons passed away instantly at the scene. Her tragic and sudden death was a massive shock to the French music community and the world, a grim reminder of the hidden dangers that even the safest artistic spaces can conceal. 14. Sam Patch, the fearless man and his fateful last jump. The shock and sorrow that reverberate through a crowd upon witnessing the death of a performer are profoundly deep, whether it be an actor, a singer, or a professional daredevil. The inherent risks in daredevilry perhaps make such an outcome less surprising, though no less tragic. Sam Patch, known as the famous daredevil of the early 19th century, was renowned for his breathtaking leaps from the top of Passaic Falls in New Jersey into the waters below. With each attempt, his performances grew bolder, attracting increasingly large audiences. In 1829, a grand narrative was set. On the fateful Friday, November 13th, Patch was to perform his last jump, leaping from a 125-foot platform into the high falls of the Genesee River in Rochester, New York. The phrase "last jump" was originally meant to signal the end of the performing season. However, a cruel twist of fate interpreted that phrase with a grim literalness. The New York Evening Post documented the unfortunate event, noting that halfway through his descent, Patch's posture suddenly and disastrously changed. His body slackened, his arms outstretched, his legs splayed. His form was catastrophically incorrect. Upon impact with the water, the horrifying happened, and Patch did not resurface. His body was found 4 months later, 6 miles downstream, encased in a block of ice. A subsequent examination determined the cause of Patch's death mid-fall was a ruptured blood vessel, believed to be due to sudden exposure to the freezing cold air of November. Sam Patch lived a life full of daring and passed away in the most tragic way, becoming a legend about the cost of recklessness and the irony of fate. Cib Hashian, former Boston drummer, collapses on cruise ship. As an original pillar of the band Boston, drummer Cib Hashian contributed to the rhythm section on 2 of the era's most monumental rock albums, Boston, which sold an impressive 17 million copies, and Don't Look Back, with 7 million units sold. Those glorious days, however, belonged to a bygone era, and the demand for Boston's music had gradually diminished over time. In his later years, Hashian joined other rock legends on the nostalgic Legends of Rock Cruise tour. Music devotees on this cruise were immersed in classic tunes from former members of illustrious bands like Foreigner, Kansas, the Beach Boys, and of course, Boston. Unfortunately, in 2017, Hashian embarked on what would be his final voyage, departing Miami in March for a series of Caribbean destinations. Heartbreakingly, during one of the performances at sea, the 67-year-old drummer unexpectedly collapsed right behind his drum kit. Despite the ship's medical team's diligent efforts to revive him, Hashian could not be saved. Reports indicated that Hashian had been battling kidney cancer in the months leading up to his death. This diagnosis, coupled with his passing during a performance, was a significant blow to the rock community. The incident occurred during a live performance on the cruise, but it remains unclear whether the performance was being broadcast or publicly recorded at the time. Pedro Henrique, Brazilian guitar star, collapses in fiery performance. Pedro Henrique was a Brazilian guitarist admired for his energetic stage presence and exceptional skill. He had contributed to many famous bands and built a successful solo career, with a passionate and emotional guitar-playing style that captivated millions of music lovers. On the night of March 12, 2023, Henrique, at just 39 years old and at the peak of his career, was performing at a music festival in Sao Paulo. He was immersed in an exhilarating performance, electrifying the audience with every note, every energetic movement. Suddenly, without any warning, Henrique collapsed right on stage, stunning and shocking thousands of spectators. The music abruptly ceased, giving way to a deadly silence, an eerie stillness that enveloped the venue. Medical personnel rushed forward urgently, trying to get him to the hospital. Despite receiving immediate emergency care, Pedro Henrique was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital. The cause was later determined to be a heart attack. His death was a huge shock to fans, friends, and colleagues, a painful reminder of life's fragility, even for those whose hearts burn brightest for art and who possess the most vibrant vitality. Do these stories make you reflect on the sacrifice and courage of artists? Comment yes if you feel moved and empathetic. Juan Carlos Formel, Cuban music legend, passes away on stage. Juan Carlos Formel, a highly acclaimed Cuban musician and composer, left a profound mark on Latin music. He was renowned for his versatile talent, from playing guitar and lead vocals to composing and arranging vibrant tunes. Formel was not just an artist but also a part of Cuba's musical heritage, known for blending traditional elements with modern sounds to create a unique style. On May 26, 2023, during an energetic performance in the Bronx, USA, Formel was giving his all to the audience, as always. He was immersed in the melody, delivering captivating sounds to his ardent fans. But suddenly, a tragic incident occurred. At 59, at the height of his performance, Formel unexpectedly collapsed on stage. The lively atmosphere immediately shifted to shock and concern. Despite receiving immediate medical attention, Formel passed away shortly after, due to a heart attack. His sudden death was a massive shock to the Cuban music world and the global fan community. He passed away doing what he loved, leaving behind a rich musical legacy and an endless sorrow for a talent forever rested on the stage of life. The heartbreaking stories we've just explored are a grim reminder of life's fragility and the unconditional dedication of artists. They lived, loved, and performed until their last breath, right where they belonged, leaving an indelible legacy in the history of art and in our hearts. Who are the people who have passed away without us ever hearing their last words? What did they really say? If you find these stories touching your heart, please like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and don't forget to explore more related videos from Timeless Rewind, where time stops to tell you stories that never get old.